Anyways, continuing, it says, for we wrestle, it says, put up, verse 11, it says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, man. See what I'm saying? Which can go into a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? First foremost, ignore that nigga, Satan, and he'll fucking just leave you alone, man, because he realized there ain't nothing there for him, man. Verse 12, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness in this world, against spiritual wickedness. So, man, the things that like gotta go through aren't regular things like on a daily. Like we go through those things too, but a lot of times, like the things that we go through are things you won't even see, man. See what I'm saying? People in the world don't even understand that there's some mad supervillain shit going on right now. But the elect understand, man. So that's the things that we gotta wrestle against, and that's the things that we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And because we are aware of it and we're dealing with it, and we gotta battle those things. Unfortunately, that takes a toll. In other aspects of our environment, and then yeah, man. So, but these are things that were already written, man. So my whole point of starting this was just going into certain moods you can get into, being heavy hearted, you know what I'm saying, and just being ready to get up out of here. But that ain't even the wrong, like, I don't want to say that's not the wrong spirit to be like, we should all honestly be in that spirit. But the being down and things like that, and like depression and things like that, those are other things. These are just natural things in the flesh, man. See what I'm saying? And like some of them you can't knock, man. You know what I'm saying? And you could say that it's like a demon or whatever, but which honestly it could be just like honestly a straight up demon. But like other times it's just you actually just going through shit, man. See what I'm saying? And those demons are in other aspects of your life, and they're just putting you in that mood, man. See what I'm saying? It doesn't have to necessarily be like a depression demon on you. It could just be, they fucking with you and it's working. You know what I'm saying? But the longer you're in this thing, you start to kind of like get used to it, and then certain moods you'll be in all the time, and then like I gotta catch myself because I'll be like that sometimes too, man. See what I'm saying? Like as of recently, you know what I'm saying, just me personally, I just been real down. But and then sometimes like when in the world, when I would get into that zone, like I would go into this mode of just like cutting people off. But like yeah, it's just something you got to kind of deal with on a personal level. But it says you can't do that too, obviously. You don't want to just go cutting off your brethren or your akim and things like that. It's not a cool place to be in, because you don't want to start offending people. But it says, verse 13, it says, wherefore take unto your whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand the evil day, man. And having done all to stand, man. So having done all to stand is key, man. So me basically putting your best foot forward. And this is everything that you're doing is just to prepare you, man. And one thing that I came to the realization of being in this truth and what I've been shown, because the Lord likes to show every brother certain things, like in their own individual way, man. You see what I'm saying? And me personally, one thing that I've noticed is that everything I've ever asked for, like I've gotten. You know what I'm saying? And like it's kind of amazing, like when I think about it, because everything that I've asked for, I've gotten. And the thing is, like, sometimes I'll get things, but I won't be prepared for them, and then those things that I won't be prepared for, will end up becoming lessons, man. Like if I'm not ready for them, and the Lord, have it be where He give it to me anyway, they end up becoming like lessons, or I'll get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Or something bad might happen, and I'll be like, oh wow. But like I never forget that one factor that like damn, like so. One thing that is comforting is knowing that or that I can't deny, is that like everything that's happening to me, even though it says man's goings are of the Lord, like I to an extent can recall like asking for everything that's happened to me, asking for everything that's happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even say anything about it because I literally asked for it already. But that's neither here nor that's another topic. But yeah, everything that you ask for you'll get, but you got to be careful because it'll come with a lesson. It's never gonna be just like like straightforward. And if it seems straightforward, it's because it was set up that way for you to be able to receive it, because you already like passed the test or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons why the Lord can give you something, but I realize with the elect, like he's very quick with it, and then like other times he'll like let it manifest over the course of a long period of time. But like if you really recall, like he honestly gives you everything that you asked for. But it says which isn't always going to be a good thing though, so you got to be careful. It says verse 14, it says, stand therefore having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. So basically all this is going back to the beginning of what I started, you know what I'm saying, when I was talking about, you know, the depression and the being down in the spirit and wanting to check about this bitch. But yeah, I mean, that's cool, but just make sure you have all your spiritual garments on, you know what I'm saying, so you can stand against the wiles of the devils. You can withstand against that mood, you know what I'm saying, or that being in that spirit, man. It says it's really, we're not even, we're putting on the spiritual man. I said, let me get this here. Put off carnal. Let's see if I can find that. Of course it didn't come off. Let's see. Put just off carnal, man. Carnal man. Carnal. I'm not spelling it right. Anyway, let's see this. Spiritual man. Let's see. Verses 1 Corinthians 2 and 14, if you can see it, it says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, of YAHAWASHI, it says, for they are foolishness unto him. It says, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. It says, so basically, most people aren't going to see or be able to go through these things. So that's another thing. That's another factor that's going to just piss you off and just put you in that mood of daily life, is knowing that, which is another reason I'm gonna explain it. But that's gonna piss you off in daily life, because you know that these people don't understand you, or they won't be able to they don't take heed. So you can't even talk to them or vent to them, which is why it's important to have Akim, man. Because guess what? The spiritual man can receive these things. The spiritual man understand these things, but the natural man doesn't, man. Which means that you're gonna have to go to your Akim. See what I'm saying? If you want to get comfort, man. See what I'm saying? Because who else are you gonna go to talk about something like that? Because they aren't even see what I'm saying? It's like it's that whole if you ain't with me in the gym or with me in the court saying kind of going on, man. See what I'm saying? They're not on that level of dealing with things, because they haven't been opened up to things like that, man. They don't know about certain things. Some of them don't even know about the spiritual realm. They don't even know that it actually exists. See what I'm saying? They don't know about, you know, life and death, or like, you know, things like that are that deep, like where you go. They can't factualize these things in their head, so they don't, because they never experienced them, so they can't meet you there and chop it up with you. And if you come to them with a problem, they can't help you. See what I'm saying? So there's another reason why you don't want to cut off your Akim, man. You want to make sure that you stay close to them, because this right here, it says the natural man receiveth not the things of the it says of the Spirit of the Most High, man. It says, for they are foolishness unto him, man. So keep your Akim close, man. Let's see. It says it says Galatians 6 and 1. Let me hope I'm getting this right. It says, brethren, if a man be so overtaken in fault, which ye are spiritual, restore such as one in the spirit of meekness. So you're not supposed to just be cutting people. Like, there's a lot to go into it, man. But if you see somebody like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just supposed to try to like, you ain't gotta start batting a hand, you know what I'm saying, and like pushing them away, man. Because the scriptures talk about the sheep that go astray, and you plus you know having the herd, and they know where they're going, so you just leave the herd for a moment to go pull the sheep out the well, man. See what I'm saying? Because he's in trouble, man. Which is things that we gotta take heed to. It says, and if somebody, you know, offends, you know, a multitude of times, but they're like genuinely like sorrowful for it, or they come back and they really believe, then you're supposed to accept them back, man. You're not supposed to just be knocking them around, man. Like, now we might have these things, you know, like, well, we have like certain rules in place, you know, which is cool, you know what I'm saying, and you roll with it, but there's still certain things in the scriptures that we have to keep applying, man. It says, verse 2, it says, bear ye one another's burdens, man, and so fulfill the law of Mashiach, man. See what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So, if that was written for us, so your brother knows that, but these people in the world don't know that. It says, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Mashiach, man. See what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, we bear each other's burdens, man. And, now, this might just be a personal opinion, but it's just the way that I guess my spirit is. But like sometimes, because the scriptures talk about that too, it says not always, you know, coming around brothers and just putting that spirit on them, and like always coming in that down spirit, you know what I'm saying? But also it talks about, you know, let things out before they escalate to a certain point, man. Because then you start offending people, you know what I'm saying? Because even though we are one body, you know, certain things, you know, or not everything is going to be everybody's problem, man. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it's going to be, you know, a brother having to duke it out on his own, man, which is totally fine. But in other times, like, you have to humble down. You have to come to them if you know that you have a problem and just try and get it resolved, man. But the main point of reading this verse is just to reiterate that you should keep your Akim close, man, when you're in that spirit, because it says, bear ye one another's burden so that you fulfill the law of Mashiach, man. That's the spirit that he put on his men, you know what I'm saying? That's the spirit that we're in, man. We and not by force either, man. See what I'm saying? It's just in our spirit to do that for our Akim, man. See what I'm saying? Now, some men, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna leave that alone. Verse 3, it says, for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself, man. It says, but let every man prove. So yeah, man, none of us are we all ain't shit, man. See what I'm saying? Now, are we better than than everybody in the world? I mean, I guess to an extent, but really, right now, no, man. See what I'm saying? Like, we are trying to be better, but it says our righteousness is filthy rags. But because we're trying, yeah, you could say we're better, but even me personally, I don't even like to throw that out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Because really, it's our fault that we're in a situation to begin with, man. See what I'm saying? So I never say that, but it says for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself, man. It says yeah, man. So I try to eliminate any pedestal, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that, man. Now, if it's like we're talking like you know, rank or just respect or like things like that. That's order. That's different. I'm not talking about order. I'm talking about like, you know, like acting like a certain type of way, you know, around somebody, like it's and then another way around somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You just want to make sure that you're transparent with everything, man. But it says verse 4, it says, "But let every man prove his own work." I mean, I was looking for this scripture too. That's good. Good thing I found it. It says, "Let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another," man. So yeah, man. So the work that you do, I'm not saying have like people will know, you know, that you're a great man by the work that you do and by the wise words that you speak, but have rejoice in yourself, man. See what I'm saying? It says have rejoice in yourself, you know what I'm saying, and not in another, man. So, and like have a, you know, be happy knowing that you're doing what you need to do, man. See what I'm saying? But don't assume that you're like saved or like reserved or anything like that, or like you know. But well, that's why we always say Lord willing. You know what I'm saying? Especially in our camp, we always say Lord willing, man. It says for every man shall bear his own burden, man. So let me see.